Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a Sydney Grace Christmas in July full video, my recommendations, the sale information. I'm going to do a full face of Sydney Grace. I have everything I own from Sydney Grace sitting next to me, and it is also beautiful. If you go on the Sydney Grace website, which I will definitely link down below, if you go under more information and the sales and promotions tab, you will find all of this information that I'm reading to you. It is going to start on July 29th. Each day of the sale is something different. And I want to note, if you are a US person, they ship each day individually. If you're international, they will ship it all together. I want to run through very quickly about the sales and what you may see or what you will see that week. So on Monday, 7/29, you make a purchase of $45 or more, you get their new 9-pan palette, which is a $36 value. They usually come out with new products every single time around this sale. On Tuesday, 7/30, if you make a $45 purchase or more, then you get a new 9-pan palette. Of Wednesday, 7/31, this is the day that I like to participate, and this is my favorite part of the Christmas in July sale. If you make a purchase of $65 or more, you get a mystery bag for free. Mystery bags will be available in 3 color options, as well as deep skin tone version and a light skin tone version, and that's 6 total bags. I want to clarify the bags that you get. These were from last year. The bags that you get in your mystery thing, they're so high quality. I travel with these all the time. Like when we went to Maine last year, I brought these. One was for makeup and one was for like toiletries that I brought. They're like, these specific ones are really flat and rectangle, but I use the bags I've gotten in past years all the time. They're super high quality, they're super pretty, and it's not like it screams Sydney Grace either. It just has a really nice like calligraphy there. What's also amazing is not only just in their mystery bags, but also their palettes, face and eye palettes. They do have a dark version and a light version based on skin tone, based on preferences. Mystery bags will be available for purchase for $35, and there's going to be approximately $60 per bag. So what I like to do is I add like 2 bags and then get a 3rd one for free. I am going to purchase on that day. I like to participate in the Sydney Grace Christmas in July sale for their mystery bags quite often. I did last year, and I got their mystery bags I think 2 or 3 years ago. On Thursday, you make a $45 purchase or more, and then you get a 9-pan palette for free. That's new. That's another part of they're doing like this sale with each of their palettes. Friday, $45 or more, you get the free 9-pan palette. You are seeing fall, winter, spring, and summer throughout the whole week. You are going to be able to purchase these individually. And on Saturday, 8/3, if you make a purchase of $40 or more, you will receive $20 worth of free product. Purchase of $65 or more, you receive $45 worth of free product. And if you make a purchase of $100, then you get $120 worth of free product. These are Sydney Grace's choices. I never do this because, like, with the mystery bags, A, you get the bag, and B, you kind of get to choose your color because there are different color options that you can get per bag. You kind of already know what you're getting. I personally don't do this sale, but if you really want a mystery, there you go. Sunday, 8/4, for every $50 spent, you will receive a $25 in-store credit. This is added manually, so you're not going to see it immediately. You're going to see it after a couple weeks because they have to manually key it in. And then Monday, 8/5, all palettes, including the 4 Seasons if they are still available. Cream shadows, blushes, highlighters, loose highlighters, pigments, lip creams, brushes, all of that's going to be on sale for 35% off. And then they have new Bath and Body stuff, which I'm not interested in, but they do have it. They all will be 30% off while supplies last. And then the last day of the sale, which is Tuesday, 8/6, all single shadows are 35% off, And of course, that is all subject to in-stock availability. Sydney Grace as a whole already has very good priced items. You will not be disappointed. If you've never tried Sydney Grace, I highly recommend it. Sydney Grace is the first indie brand I would recommend to people who are coming from a mainstream only like mindset. They have more neutral makeup. They have more makeup that is geared towards more mainstream. I'm very surprised this shit is not in store. They would sell very, very well. I highly recommend Sydney Grace. We are going to do a full face of Sydney Grace, and I'm going to show you guys my recommendations as we go along. I did my primer and I did my concealer. With their cream products, I do underpaint, so I do look very scary and I'm very sorry. But I'm going to apply the cream cheek products on before my foundation, and I want to show you guys the cream products. They have blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. Believe it or not, these cream cheek products are $12. That's drugstore prices. They all come in this little container here. Shade is always on the bottom, and you screw it and it's right in there. These are all very long lasting, very beautiful. I have the ones I have swatched on my hand. So this bronzer is Apple Cake, which is definitely cooler, more cooler toned and lighter than my other bronzer, which is in the shade Bon Bon. It's much warmer and is a little bit darker. I have two highlighters. I have Sugar Cookie, which is the more blinding one there, and then the pink one is called Paradise on Ice, which would be beautiful as a blush topper, underneath blush, really beautiful pink highlighter. And then the two blushes I have Redwood National Park and Strawberry Cheesecake. Strawberry Cheesecake just pulls darker and it has more of a berry undertone, and then Redwood National Park is just more peachy, not peachy, more pink. It's like a cooler tone pink. I'm just want to say this, I don't usually use all three cheek products all together, so I'm going to do them pretty lightly. I'm going to take Apple Cake, which is more my color, and these are all very, very pigmented. So you barely need a lot at all. And I'm just going to blend. And look how effortlessly this is blending. I mean, you could definitely do these over foundation. It's just that I have other cheek products to show you guys. Very beautiful diffused bronzer. Nothing wrong with that. I am going to be using the Paradise on Ice highlighter with a different brush, and I'm just going to plop it on. This is the more pinky toned highlighter. Like I said, I'm going to have powders that go on top of these, but just so you see what it looks like on the skin. Super blinding highlighter there. These are super natural looking. There's no big chunks of sparkle, none of that. And then I'm going to use that Redwood National Park on the same brush I did my bronzer on. Very pigmented. Blushes, blends in very easily. Look at that. All those cream products looked beautiful on the skin. I'm going to come back with my foundation, powder, and brows, and then we're going to talk about the powder cheek products I'm going to be putting on my face. I have my foundation, powder, brows on. We are going to go on to the powder cheek products. Sydney Grace's single powder cheek products, they range from $9 to $12 depending on what product you get. I have two highlighters here, and this is in their small Z palette like thing. And then I technically have 2 blushes and a bronzer, except this bronzer is way too warm for me, so I use it as a blush mixer. This is in their medium sized palette. These are very nice magnetic palettes, and I do recommend them if you are already purchasing stuff from the site. They're very nice if you're looking for a magnetic palette. It's just that they all come in this design, so if you're looking for maybe a different design, a fun design, I like to go on Shop Miss A's website. I'm gonna go in with highlighter first, and I'm actually gonna go into First Date. It's like a peachy highlighter. I really recommend their highlighters. They're very smooth, and as you can see, they produce a beautiful glow on the cheek. And for blush, I'm actually gonna mix that bronzer shade I have. It's in the shade Banana Bread, and I'm also gonna mix it in with this blush in Santa Monica Pure. This is a very, very light color, but it is like a blush tone. Very nice for fair-skinned folks. These are very pigmented blushes, so you just gotta be a little careful. I'm just going to buff it everywhere. Because I mixed it with that bronzer, I'm already gonna get a little bronzy look. And with the highlighter, it just has a very nice glow. I am very pleased and satisfied with my cheek look today. They also have loose highlighters. These suckers go for $8. The packaging is beautiful. It has the rose gold like reflective top engraved with Sydney Grace. These come with so much product. This specific shade is in Radiant Glow. It is too dark for me, so I cannot wear it as a highlighter. I use it as a eyeshadow, but it is super reflective. It is super pretty as an eyeshadow. I personally do not recommend any of the loose highlighters or loose pigments just because of how messy they are. You get a lot of product, and for me, they're not very everyday use type of product, so I don't necessarily recommend these. I recommend their powder cheek products. Their loose eyeshadows are in the same boat as the loose highlighters. They come in the same type of packaging with a screw-on lid. I have the same complaints. They're messy, they come with so much product, they're not everyday appropriate for me, for myself. I just don't like this type of product, and I recommend their pressed eyeshadow options. But with these loose eyeshadows, the regular priced ones are $6. The special shades with shifts and everything else, those are $9. Sydney Grace also then has a range of cream eyeshadows. These have been a long-standing product of theirs. They're very popular. A lot of people like them. I have 3 shades. I used to have another one, but it was way too dark and I just never used it. But I have 3 shades. The darkest one I have is Kings Canyon, and it is like this brown with a green shift. I do like to use this as a liquid eyeliner, and these 2 I use all over the lid. So we have Destination Wedding, which is a pink with that gold sheen to it. And then this is Divinity, which is a taupey color with like a purple sheen to it. I'm actually gonna wear this one today as like my base. They are super beautiful, creamy eyeshadows. They last all day. You don't have any issues with staying power. You have no issues with creasing. This is the color that I like to wear on my lid. I just kind of slap it on there. These do dry down very, very quickly. They have a range of shades. The regular ones are $8. The special shifty ones are $15. I really, really, really enjoy these. And then I have that shade all over the lid, so you can tell that it is a taupey brown color, and it has more of a gold purple flip. I really enjoy these. I really love them as eyeliners. I just think you get a little too much product. I feel like you'll never be able to go through these. Now we're gonna get into single eyeshadows. All of my Sydney Grace singles are in this really big Shop Miss A palette. I just really liked the rainbow-ness of it. I do have a Christmas in July sticker from I believe last year. These are all of the shades I have from Sydney Grace, and like I said, I do plan on buying mystery bags, so I'll probably buy 1 or 2 more of these really big palettes. But these are the colors I have, and I'm gonna stay more towards these warm colors here to kind of go with my eye look. I'm just gonna put this light brown in the crease, and I'm gonna put this brown in the outer corner. Their single shadows range from $5.25 to $15. The $15 ones are the special shades, so obviously they're going to be more. The pigments, everything cost more, but do you see that blended so easily? Probably won't put that medium brown in the outer corner. Their shadows blend so easily. I highly recommend their shadows. Look at that. That was like nothing. They're butter. Instead of that like mid-tone brown, maybe I will put one of these like reddish tones in just the very outer corner. Right now they do have a sale. It comes with their really big palette, and it comes with a plethora of shades, but they're not marked, or there's no shade names to them. So if you really like magnetic palettes and you really want to try Sydney Grace, I would recommend trying that out. It's like 50 some colors with the big magnetic palette for like $60. Like, that is a hell of a steal. This video has been a little choppy just because of all the yard work and everything, but I blended the red into my crease, and then I also put it on my lower lash line. I did some winged eyeliner. I did cream eyeliner on the lower lash line, and I did my mascara. Overall, this is a very beautiful everyday look so far. I know I did not showcase the shimmers, but these shimmers are stunning. So these are just 3 shades. Like, look at that. These are intense shimmers, and I just went back and forth a little bit. This, I think, is my favorite shimmer in my entire palette here. And then we have a gray shimmer. The shimmers are just absolutely stunning. So yeah, I may not have used them in this look because I used that cream eyeshadow, and that's what's giving me all these sparkles. But these shimmer shades are intense, and of course they have so many options. Like I said, all of these shades have come in mystery boxes. I really enjoy all the colors, and I tried my best to like organize this palette in like a better manner, in a good manner. How do we like my palette making here? But since I do plan on buying that mystery bags, I'm thinking of gonna buy 1 or 2 more of these Shop Miss A palettes. Just because I don't have anything in that palette light enough for my inner corner, I am gonna just use that highlighter that I used on my cheeks and put that in my inner corner for a pop. These definitely have a color when they are put so intensely. I might put that other shade just so it's brighter. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. A much brighter inner corner. These formulas just feel sophisticated. I also want to talk about their eyeshadow palettes. They have pre-made palettes. They are all so beautiful. I personally do not have any pre-made palettes from Sydney Grace. Their regular size, like the bigger ones, range around $50. And of course those 9 pans are about $35, $36. I only have the singles, but of course rumor has it the formulas are all the same across the board. They are all very high quality, high pigment, high blendability. They are just so easy to work with. You saw in this eye look, I barely had to blend, and I did a pretty like harsh line with my cream eyeshadow. Like I kind of stopped because I knew the shadows were gonna do its thing. I don't have any eyeshadow palettes, but of course, if you find one that you love the whole color story, and please do not forget, they do have a light and a deep version, so the lighter and mid-tone shades do differ slightly. The other two products I have from Sydney Grace that I have not shown already in this video are their brushes. I only have one brush, and it's this really big powder brush. This one specifically is $18, but a lot of their eye brushes, they're around the $6 to $9 mark, and any more drugstore brushes are expensive. I'm thinking about Real Techniques, Eco Tools, things like that. They're getting up there in price. These drugstore brands are really pushing their luck. But I love the wooden handle. It has Sydney Grace engraved on the end. It is a beautiful barrel. I have used this many times. I use this for bronzer because it has a tapered edge to it. I can kind of get in there really nicely. I didn't use it in today's look because I did like that bronzer situation. This is a beautiful brush. I have never had any issues with it with cleaning. I would love to get some eye brushes from Sydney Grace, and like I said, those range about $6 to $9 a piece, but like this big guy's $18. The brushes, beautiful quality, they feel weighted, they're very, very high quality. And then the last product I have from Sydney Grace, I personally do not recommend these. These are their lip toppers or something along those lines. The packaging is beautiful, like the component itself. It's this formula. Can you tell how separated? All of the pigment goes down to the bottom, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I kind of have to mix to be able to get it throughout the whole product. The formula of these is okay. I mean, it's just a gloss. I don't know why they call them lip toppers. I have the shade Lee. Other than the pigment separation on these lip products, they just feel a little thick, and they're not that sticky, but they just feel thick. And like, I really enjoy this color. It obviously goes very well with the rest of my makeup look. These run for like $10. I just personally wouldn't get these. Out of the entire Sydney Grace lineup, I personally would not recommend their lip products. I feel like there's definitely room for improvement. Yes, it's pretty. I mean, at least it's only $10 and it's not something outrageous. Definitely drugstore pricing. The component does not feel cheap, and the formula itself does not feel cheap. It's just a preference thing. And then I also would not recommend any of their loose highlighters, eyeshadows, pigments, whatever, what have you. I just don't think, I mean, they're definitely worth the money. You're only paying $6 to $8 for these. It's just that there's just so much product. It's very messy. It just doesn't, it's not practical. So that is why I do not recommend these products. But I really love the liquid eyeshadows. Definitely find a shade that you would love and wear on a daily basis. You'll never go through these. They do run a little darker, so even though this is the lightest shade that I have, it is like a mid-tone on my eye, but I think it looks very pretty. It lasts all day and it doesn't crease on me. These cream cheek products, they are very, very beautiful. And you know, once I put my foundation on, you couldn't really like see them, but that's because I did a pretty light layer. If you were to wear these on top of your foundation or like just on your skin on their own, they look beautiful together. and I did a light hand so you can see how they would look if you just use them on their own. If I was truly underpainting with these would definitely be applied much heavier, and they would definitely show through foundation. My top pick will of course be the powder cheek products and then the eyeshadows. Sydney Grace is known for their eyeshadows, if that's their powder eyeshadows or if that is their cream eyeshadows. These are just beautifully created eyeshadows. Sydney Grace does very well. I love Sydney Grace as a brand. It is one of those indie brands I go back to repeatedly. I have multiple products that I love. I highly recommend those brushes. I really want to buy some eye brushes from them. There's not a whole lot of indie brands that I keep going back to and that I keep buying from, but Sydney Grace is one of those brands that I do. I have a large range of products from them, and I highly recommend them. I will of course do a video unboxing my mystery bags once I get them, once I buy them, and they usually keep the mystery bags around even past the sale, so once I unbox them you are more than likely be able to purchase them if you so please. But I love Sydney Grace. It is one of my favorite indie brands. I think it is my favorite indie brand, and if I remember correctly, I think it was my first ever indie brand purchase. I love them with my whole heart. They're just having such high quality and affordable, that's the main part. They're doing all of this in a very small budget. Like I said, those cream eyeshadows, $8. Of course the special shifty ones are $15, but these regular ones, they're so beautiful, $8. Single eyeshadows, you know, the normal ones are like $5. That's cheap in today's day of world. Those cream products are $12. They come with a lot of product. It's going to take you a long time to get through them. Those pressed cheek products are $9 to $12. You know, these lip products are $10. So they are drugstore prices with high-end quality, and I highly recommend Sydney Grace as a whole. I will leave the Sydney Grace website down below. I will also leave the website, the direct link to the website that I was giving you all this information at the beginning of the video, down below as well. I do plan on buying the mystery bags, and I will definitely do a video in the future, so subscribe so you do not miss that. If you enjoy Sydney Grace, if you are excited for the sale, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, are you participating in the sale? What is your favorite Sydney Grace products? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys next time.